Okay, so good morning, dear students. Now we are going to learn the basic question related to how to convert a NFA into DFA. So, up to this, we know a basic information about the NFA and DFA. We also know the difference between NFA and DFA. Now, suppose we have a question like we have a NFA diagram for this language, and this language is a condition whereby the string must end with BB. So this is the question where the string must end with BB. So end with BB, and there is no input symbol for Q2, there is no input symbol A for Q1, and Q0 also responding to A comma B and twice, as when it responds to B, so it remains at the Q0 as well as it may move towards the Q1. Now as for the first step, we have to draw the diagram for this. We have to draw the transition table for this diagram. So we know there are two input symbols A and B and three states as per the given diagram. So three states are there. Q0 is the initial state, and we are able to see that with the help of input symbol A, Q0 remains at the Q0. With the help of input symbol B, Q0 able to remains at the Q0 as well as move towards Q1. So two inputs are there with respect to one input symbol B. Two outputs are there. Similarly, Q1 no response to input symbol A, but responds to B and moves to Q2, and there is no response for input symbol A by the state Q2, no response to input symbol B by the state Q2. So this is the transition table for this diagram. Now we have to convert this transition table for the DFA. So same input symbol B, and we have to take only the initial state here. Here we have the final state as Q2. So we are taking only the initial state, that is Q0. Now you can observe with respect to input symbol A, we are able to get Q0, but with respect to B, we have two input symbols. Now with these two output states, we have to create another new state, and that is denoted as curly bracket Q0 Q1 as given in the transition table of NFA. This is going to be the transition table of DFA. This is going to be the transition table of DFA. So that's why we are creating another state, and we are not able to permit that two outputs comes from the same symbol. It can only happen in NFA but cannot be happen in DFA. So here now another state arises, that is Q1 Q0 Q1. Now you can see with respect to Q0 Q1 what is the response with respect to A and B symbols. So Q0 responds to A, Q0, Q1 responds to A, no action, so we get Q0, union of these two. Now similarly Q0 and Q1, this state responds to B, Q0 responds to B, two states are there, Q1 responds to B, one state is there, and we are getting another combination, that is Q0, Q1 and Q2. This is the next new arises state. So let's discuss this one also. Q1 Q0 Q1 Q2. Now you can record with respect to A Q0 So we are getting Q naught with respect to B, we are getting Q naught, Q1 and Q2 union of this combination. So we are getting Q naught, Q1, Q2. So this is the transition table for DFA, the which we have created from the transition table of NFA. This is the second step. First step is, from the given diagram we have to convert, we need a transition table. Now we have to convert the transition table to a table for DFA. And third step, last step, is we can create the diagram. But before that, remember, if Q2 is final state here, you have to identify in these states where is Q2. So this is going to be the final state for DFA diagram. So let's draw the diagram, and we are able to see with the help of this color. Here we are going to draw the diagram for DFA. So Q naught with respect to A going to Q naught. So self loop is there. Q naught with respect to input symbol A moves towards Q naught. Q naught with respect to input symbol B move towards another state, that is Q naught Q1, input symbol B. Next Q naught Q1 with respect to A move towards Q naught. So back towards Q naught with respect to input symbol A. But with respect to input symbol B, it moves to the next state, that is Q naught Q1 Q2. So with respect to B. Now this final state with respect to A move back towards the state Q naught, and this is the with respect to B remains at the same. So we get a self loop here, and this is going to be the final state. So double circle. Now you can compare these two diagrams for the same string, and string is, that is, the string must end with B, and we have did also the same question when we designing the DFA type questions. So now you can view the difference. So here for input symbol B we have two states, but here with respect to input symbol B we are moving towards a deterministic single state, unique state. So this is the identification of DFA. Every state must respond to both symbols. So Q naught responding to A as well as B. Q naught Q1 second state responding to A as well as B. Third state Q naught Q1 Q2 also responding to input symbol A as well as B. Secondly, what it means, the string must end with BB. So when we get BB, we are at the final state. After that, if we get another B number of times, not a problem, we can allow, but it remains at the same final state. If after BB we get A, we have to move backwards the Q naught state, that is the initial state, because the pattern is disturbed. We have to restart the pattern so that we can get BB at the end of string. So this is the main logic behind this one, and it's very simple method where we can convert a NFA into corresponding DFA, but route is through the transition table. Remember, we can directly write this one, but actually the method is we have to draw the first transition table for NFA, then convert that table into table for DFA, and then we are able to draw the diagram from this table, the required diagram that is related to DFA. So it's a very interesting as well as simple method, and very important as part of the exam point of view. So I hope you are learning with the same interest and sincerity. Thank you.